Boy Army, what is going on? It's your boy Zelonius, my beautiful, spicy friend back here, Mr. Ainsley, here today with another banger video for you boys. It is a FIFA 20 shooting tutorial. I've been playing on the road to glory recently, and I still put nearly every single chance in, even with those players, and I want to help you guys improve. So this video today is dedicated to how to shoot, how to finish your chances better. I'm going to give you some useful tips and advice that are going to improve your clinicalness in front of goal. I'm not sure if clinicalness is a word, but if it isn't, we just made it up. Appreciate you watching the content on the channel, boys. Tomorrow's video, I hit Elite 1 this week with a 100k team, so tomorrow's video is going to be talking about the team, but also how to play with cheap teams, how to effectively use them, and how you can overcome better opposition. I appreciate so much, boys, your support of the channel lately. If you're new around here and you want educational daily videos helping you improve, this is the channel for you. Subscribe. Let's get into the video. Okay, when it comes to shooting, the first place to start is with the team. We look at the stats. The key stats to me when it comes to shooting that will affect your players the most are first finishing, then shot power, then composure, and then long shots. For me, long shooting on this game is pretty dead. It is not very often I will go for a shot outside the box unless I have a really good chance for a finesse, and even then, finesse shots are just not that good on this year's game. I would not be trying finesse shots from outside the box unless the keeper's moved to one side or it's very obviously open. And you also have to have the very best players in the game, really, in my opinion, to be going for long shots. Shooting in the box is just so much more consistent on this year's game, whereas last year used to be the other way around. You want to be having 90 plus finishing on most players, to be honest, if in your attack anyway. Obviously defenders, midfielders might not have that. And composure as a stat, basically that is, the closer players are to you, the more likely you are to be affected, the lower your composure. So if you have 99 composure, your shot, pass, anything like that won't be affected by people being close to you. But if it's on like 80, that's a bit lower, your shot might go wide or be a bit random because of players near you. So composure is a pretty important stat, but composure is irrelevant if no one's near you. Finishing is the most key, it's a pretty obvious one. Shot power then is pretty important, so you can beat keepers even if they get near it. Like I said, long shot doesn't matter too much. Then the next two things that matter, the finesse shot trait, that adds more curve and bend onto the finesse shot. Basically, if you hit a finesse shot with someone who has the finesse shot trait, the ball will still end up in the same place as someone without it, but it adds more curve and bend on the shot, so it makes it hard for the keeper to get to. But then the outside of the foot shot trait is also a really good one. For near post power shots, the outside of the foot trait is a really good one. That the animation on this year's game just seems to beat people a lot. Then the other thing is, in the attack, I recommend minimum 4-star weak foot. I don't use anyone on this game who doesn't have 4-star weak foot or better. On my road to glory, 3 of my 4 attackers have 5-star weak foot. On this team, 3 of my 4 attackers have 5-star weak foot, and my 2 CDMs have 5-star weak foot. 5-star weak foot basically means when you shoot, it will be as good as on either foot. 4-star weak foot, from what I've gathered, is 80% accuracy and power. 3-star 60%, so the lower you go, the worse it gets, and you need at least 4-star really. But if possible, I'd recommend 5-star weak foot as much as you can. On my road to glory team, it's a 150k team, but I still have 5-star weak foots across the board, so it's very important. The other thing to bear in mind with shooting is chemistry styles. It's like, if we look at Dalglish already has 97, so you don't need to put as big a boost on him. But Douglas Costa only has 75, so it's almost vital in my opinion you put a chem style on him. So I've put a Deadeye. Deadeye and Sniper give plus 15 to shooting, or not shooting, finishing. And I think Deadeye is probably the best chem style in the game for the boost it gives, but it also gives 10 shot power. But if your player has any of the stats on the game other than maybe pace, finishing is one of the ones you really notice. You need 90 plus, so make sure you use chem styles to boost them. Most of the meta players in the attack have at least mid 70s to high 70s shooting. So when you put a Deadeye or a Sniper on, it makes the finishing in the 90s. That is good enough to use in game. I'm now going to show you some clips in game of how I shoot, how I finish, how I take my chances, so you can see what I'm doing and improve from that. Okay, in this chance here, we score the goal with Kylian Mbappe. One thing that I'd like to note again here, if you haven't watched it already, is watch my 4-2-3-1 tactics. How I utilise the 4-2-3-1, how I make more space, because making space and dribbling is a key part of shooting on this game. You need to get into the right positions for the shot. But you look here, okay, there. The area that you should be shooting from on this game is probably anywhere from within this bit. You don't want to shoot anywhere past this line. You don't want to shoot anywhere past there, because as soon as you start shooting past there, the accuracy just massively decreases. And I'm trying to teach you guys the most reliable, consistent ways of scoring on this game. So I get the ball here with Mbappe, and then you can see I shoot from there. That is still a little bit far out from the ultra consistency, but here obviously the defenders are in front of me. It's a good position to shoot, and from about here is when you start to get quite consistent. If you can shoot from anywhere around here to there, that is when it's very consistent. It's very hard for the keepers to ever save it. Does it show how much shot power you use? Let me look. I'm not sure if it shows the shot power. No, it doesn't show the shot power. Okay. From there, I would hit around 2.5 to 3 bars of power. Probably more likely 2.5. But I've started hitting my shots with a little bit more power lately. The power you can see at the bottom of the bar. The best way to practice getting the right power consistently is probably in the arena. The arena is a very good place to practice shooting and getting more consistent, because obviously in there you get to have no defenders, you get to line up shots properly. So practice in the arena. If you're struggling with it, then in game you can start trying to work those same opportunities. But from here, I aim at near post, and you can see the keeper, in terms of his line, he is more in line with his near post than there. I obviously can't shoot a cross goal because it's marked, but from there I shoot near post. I don't like when the software does that. Watch it again. But watch this live. I shoot near post. I've left stick dribbled, set myself onto it, and even though the keeper gets a hand to it, because I have 99 finishing and shot power of Mbappe, it's still too much for him to stop it. But just note, before I hit the shot, I set up the perfect angle with left stick dribbling. One touch there, and then I shift it that way, and then shift it there so I can go there and hit it near post. Left stick dribbling to set up the perfect angle is important on this game. One of the main things that you're looking for when you're shooting is animations, and left stick dribbling will get you into the position to hit the right shots. Okay, this goal here is another example of me using the near post shot. Near post is 8 or 9 times out of 10 probably the right shot of this game. It's just OP. By OP I mean overpowered. It's very consistent and a very hard thing to stop on the game. So I win the ball back. Okay, you can see here again I left stick dribble there with Dalglish, so watch how I turn. I know that the near post is a good way to shoot, so I turn there. Okay, here, generally the way you want to be choosing whether you hit a power or a finesse shot near post is the line of the post. So if you can see that it's not a dead straight line, but you want, if you're in line with the post, so basically if you're in this area here, if you're in this area, you can be to be fair, it's probably more over there, but if you're in line with the post on either side, you can shoot near post power. If you're this side of the posts around here, you probably want to hit a finesse instead near post. Occasionally you might have the power across goal, but a lot of the time I want to hit the finesse. You see here, I hit a finesse. Watch what I do. You don't need to hit quite as much power with the finesse, but I hit a finesse because from there, if I shoot a power one, it's not quite as good an angle. The keeper has more chance of scoring it. So there, finesse. Okay, here is an example of, it's not necessarily the shooting that's the key here, but it's a key part of your shot selection and decision making in the box. This is a very consistent way of scoring. I get one-on-one with the keeper, but from here, I don't really have the time to shift it back onto my foot to then hit a finesse to bend it round him. The keeper's been brought out, so I can't shoot it near post. I could, but it's more likely the keeper will probably save it. So instead, I ball roll it around the keeper and then have an easy finish. Watch it again. Okay. When I get there, when you're about a yard maybe from the keeper, the best decision on the game to make, it probably works 9 out of 10 times, so it's the most consistent way of scoring, is to do a ball roll. When you do a ball roll there, if you look, when I do a ball roll there, just watch what happens with the keeper. The keeper nearly always gets sold by it. The keeper just falls over, and then you have an open net. The best way to do the ball roll is to the side furthest away from the keeper. But if you get one-on-one, it's nearly always the best option. As long as you're not sprinting, if you can slow yourself down and you've got time with no defenders on you, the ball roll around the keeper is always the best option instead of another shot. Because this video is the ultimate shooting tutorial, but shooting is a lot about shot selection. If anything, that's the most key area of it. So I'm trying to show you some different examples of the type of shot to take. If you get one-on-one, don't finesse it, don't power it. If you can ball roll it, the ball roll is the best option. Okay, in this position here is a first time shot. I generally wouldn't recommend first time shots, but one of the beauties of having a 5-star weak foot is any shot is a lot more easy to do. Here again, the near post. Even though the keeper's more over to the near post side, the near post just works. And because I'm trying to I'm hit a shot on the turn, the finesse shot's better because it just adds more bend and whip onto the ball. Okay, here you can see another near post shot. See there, just a left stick touch to set the angle, and from here the near post just works best. Just puts it right into the corner. Keepers really struggle to save anything near post on this game. It just works really well against them. But that near post shot there beats the keeper consistently. I'm now going to just show you a lot of different clips. Okay, here R9 gets a little bit of stuff go his way, but you just watch here. He just powers it near post again. The near post power shot is just so consistent on this game. Keepers really struggle to defend it. For some reason, when you hit it near post, it just has so much power on it. The animations are great. Keepers really struggle with them. Again here, another example of the near post shot. You're starting to see, if you look at these, you're starting to see the positions I'm shooting from. They tend to be around here to here, anywhere in this area, and I just hit it near post as hard as I can. Very consistent, very easy way of scoring. You can see with this one here, I do a finesse shot because it's just a slightly wider angle and the finesse is just a little bit more consistent. It's obviously close range, but the finesse shot there, if you watch it back again, it just gives me a slightly better angle and to be more accurate and bend it round the keeper. As soon as I go a little bit more wide, that's when I hit the finesse shot. Again here, another finesse shot. I've been forced wide by the defender, so I just bend it around the keeper. The power shot might have worked, but from there, the finesse shot just has enough bend on it to beat the keeper, even though I've been forced a little bit wider. This one here is a fantastic example of hitting 2.5 to 3 bars of power on the near post power, how it can just rifle into the top corner. Straight off of a drag back, watch how that beats the keeper. It's kind of a goal out of nothing this, but from there, the keeper just can't really do anything to stop this. Look at that. Just rifles it into the top corner, nothing the keeper can do to stop it. The near post power beats keeper. As you've probably noticed, the main shot I will nearly always go for is the near post, but if the near post doesn't look as on and the keeper's moved across the goal or I'm at a very wide angle, I will try go for the finesse. As you see here, from there, I think it's just too wide an angle to probably bend it in. It would sometimes go in from there, but it's not that consistent. So I shift it onto my opposite foot. If I'm hitting it across goal, most of the time, unless the keeper's moved to the near post, I will be going for a finesse. I might hit it a power shot across goal if the keeper's at the near post and I'm a bit further out and I can't quickly shift it for a finesse, but the finesse is a much more consistent shot when hitting it across goal. See there, I just shift it onto Di Maria's left foot and put it across goal. Watch how I use the left stick dribbling here. I've been forced out wide, then I shift it back onto the foot, sets up an easy finesse. The opposite shot, as in when you hit it far post, finesse shots always better if you can move it onto that foot. But a lot of shooting again becomes onto what the defence give you, what you can position for. When it comes to the finesse shot, it's not as good as the power shot for near post, but it is for if it's a wider angle. For the across goal shots, you want to be hitting a finesse when possible.